Good evening and welcome to the city of North Miami. Let the record reflect that the city council meeting is now about to begin. It is now 7:52 and let the show begin. Mr. Clerk, roll call.
Councilmember Bien-Aimé,
Here.
Vice Mayor Keys,
Here.
Councilmember Steril,
Here.
Councilmember Galvin,
Here.
Mayor Joseph.
Aki.
Mayor, we have a quorum.
Okay. Now let's please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and invocation. Thank you. To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now we are going to have a short invocation with Pastor Belisario Noel.
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor Smith Joseph and the council members and the community of North Miami. I want to thank you for choosing me to open the prayer for the first month of the year in the city of North Miami. Let us pray. Praise to be you, O precious Heavenly Father. From everlasting to everlasting, you are El Elyon, God Most High, with greatness, power, glory, majesty, and your splendor rule over everlasting in heaven, on earth, and your kingdom lasts forever and ever. We are very thankful to you, O Lord, for giving us so much blessing on the first month of the year, where you choose the city of North Miami. Thank you because they invite you, Heavenly Father, to guide them and lead them to the right direction for the best resolution for the community of North Miami. I pray you, precious God, to give them the wisdom of Solomon to lead your people with transparency, justice, respect, forgiveness, and humility. Fill them with the wisdom of Joseph to shelter and serve your people in time of needs. Transfer to them the power of David with strength and authority to defend their city in time of trouble by enemies, as David won the battle with Goliath. I'm asking you, God, to stand next to the captain of the boat, because without you, they won't be able to reach their destination. I am praying you, Heavenly Father, for Mayor Smith Joseph, Council Scott Garvin, Council Carol Keys, Council Marie Erland Steril, and Council Philip Bien-Aimé. I declare by the authority that you have given to your servant, as long as you are, all of them, all these members, are faithful with God, with each and other, and your constituent of North Miami, the blessing of the Lord will pour over the city of North Miami with no limit. there is no man and no enemies shall be able to stand against you all day of your life, as God promised to Joshua. In the name of Jesus, en el nombre de Jesús, dans le nom de Jésus, I pronounce the blessing, je prononce la bénédiction, je prononce l'unité, the unity, la unidad, en el nombre de Jesucristo. In the name of Jesus, I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor. Now, Mr. Manager, are there any additions or deletions in the agenda?
Yes, Mayor. Tab L as in lamb, and tab M as in Mary will be pulled from this agenda to be posted on the next agenda. This item would be advertised in the newspaper on Friday.
What are the letters again?
Tab L as in L, as in lamb.
L as in L?
L and M.
L as in lamb, and M as in Mary.
Okay.
Also, on the special presentation, there's going to be a brief presentation by the director of MOCA pertaining to Art Basel.
Thank you.
Sure. I'll say.
What was,
Back to tabs L and M. Tab L would be on the January 27th agenda, and I just want to read that into the record.
thank you very much.
One other item, Mayor, sorry. For those of you who are for the Walmart item, it is not scheduled to be on this council agenda. Staff has recently, actually within the last half an hour, has received an email from Mr. Barbette, who is the developer for the property. He is no longer putting in his application for the Walmart, and his and he is pulling this item for an indefinite date.
Thank you, Mr. Manager. Now I believe we have a special presentation by CAP Government. Is it supposed to project on our screen? No.
Yeah, it will come up.
Okay, there we go. What's up? Yeah, it's good.
Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Mayor and Council. My name is Carlos Penin. I'm the president of CP Government, and thank you very much for this opportunity to make the presentation. I'll keep it very brief.
Thank you.
I brought some of our colleagues here who work at the building department. As you know, our company was selected in 2012 to perform the outsourcing of the building department. And I'll take you through a few slides just to give you an idea of the work that we perform here at the city. I brought with me Raul Rodriguez, who is in charge of all of our Dade County operation. Jadel Merces is in our finance. And Mark Jean is he's a structural plans examiner. Mark is here every day at the building department. Jadel comes in about once or twice a week, and Raul is here when needed. Raul is a certified building official. He's got 31 years of experience primarily with Dade County, and runs all the municipalities that we do in Dade County. A little bit about our company first. I founded it 25 years ago. 1989, and we've been doing this type of services since 1992 with the Village of Key Biscayne. In essence, we provide the outsourcing of building departments, and we do it exclusively for government in order to avoid any kind of conflict of interest. We have served more than 30 municipalities in our 25-year history. Our clients are, for the most part, repeat customers. We have been working with some cities as much as 20 years, the city of Aventura, 10 years in the city of Weston. We have done seamless transition between government services or other providers and our company multiple times in our 25-year history. And with a staff of over 100 employees, we can provide the services seamlessly and without any interruption for our municipalities. Here's a brief listing of our municipalities in Dade County. That's here for your I know there's too many to probably go through right now, but that's what we have. And we also do educational systems. We provide building department services to Miami-Dade College, Florida International University, K through 12, the public high schools in Dade and in Broward County. In the city, in Broward County, there's a listing of our municipalities there as well. And we have 3 municipalities in Palm Beach County. In essence, the outsource model that we work under here looks to try to look at levels of staffing and levels of service, and we meet all of the levels that are in our contract and have been doing so regularly here at the city. From a funding perspective, the city is never on the red because we collect a % of revenue that is collected, and therefore there was always revenue, and there's no need for timesheets or to keep track of all of the unnecessary items that become a burden to the municipality and to the department. What this organizational chart shows is the work that we are responsible for, which is providing the technical staff, all plans examiners, and all inspectors. And the city, in a partnership, provides the building official and provides the clerks. We assist in providing one of our employees as a clerk as well, and we also provide funding for the city's portion of the expense for the clerks. As I mentioned, our responsibility is all plans review, electrical, mechanical, plumbing, structural, roofing, accessibility for all building permits that come to the city. And then we do all of the inspections. Once those permits are issued, we do all the inspections for the electrical, mechanical, plumbing, roofing, and accessibility. And we're responsible for providing staff. Sometimes we have as many as 10 of our employees here at the city. And as I mentioned, Mark is here every single day. This accounts to approximately 85% of the permitting activity. We have believed that the numbers will show that we have improved the level of service over the last 2 years that we've been here. And we're very proud of that accomplishment. And we look forward to continuing providing services here. Our goal, as we've discussed many times with the city manager, is to make the city of North Miami reach its ultimate potential. I know there's a lot of work to do. I can tell you that we've been working with Arthur on the finance side and with Aleem on the management side to make the department the best that it can be. That's what I have, Mayor and council members. If there's any questions, I'd be happy to entertain them. Raul is here to answer them, and if necessary, Jadel and Mark. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Is there any question from the council? Go ahead, Councilman.
Can you are you here?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can you explain us exactly at the building department what is your job, what is the city's job? That's what I
Yes,
want to
sir.
hear.
Yep.
Because we have so many complaints about the department, and from what I understand, you're responsible for that department.
No, sir.
Okay, that's what I want you to show.
All right, no
here.
problem. The department is supposed to have a department manager, and the manager runs the department. We don't have a manager currently. I believe that the manager can speak, city manager can speak to that obviously better than I can. The department also has a building official. All of our employees work for the building official, because all of our employees are the technical arm of the building official. We have chiefs in each one of the disciplines. We have plans examiners in each one of the
Can you
disciplines.
put
Let me go
the-
back to the org chart, I think is the better. We have, I'm not sure if you can see on the,
Yeah,
we have,
No, after.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
The building official, the department head are both supposed to be city employees. And all of the clerks, the folks that take in the application, that take in the plans, that meet with the customers, that schedule our inspections, that provide us all of the information that we need to do our job, they work for the city. They report to the building official.
Those are city employees.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Those in blue.
In blue are city employees.
Okay.
We list in gray a CAP employee. We provided that simply because they were getting busy, and it was a request of the city that we provide somebody, and we pay for that person's salary. In addition to that, as part of our contract, we contribute $7,500 a month.
Let's not talking about the price.
Okay, sir.
I went to the building department, right, to pull a permit.
Yes, sir.
When do you start working?
The first person you should be speaking to works at
No,
the.
I'm talking about you.
Oh, when we get.
Yeah.
We start working when. Excuse me, sir. We start working when that set of plans that you deliver has got a complete application. All of the documents that are in that set of in that application is complete. Then the clerk, the city permit clerk, turns it over to one of our employees. That's when we start working.
Okay. And what do you do from there?
We based on the complexity of the plan, we have either a building plans examiner, a structural plans examiner, which is what Mark does, a mechanical, an electrical, a plumbing plans examiner, and these people do their work to examine the plans to make sure that it meets the Florida Building Code.
When you receive the plan, how long it takes before you return it to the city?
We have no more than 5 days to get it back to the city. And mind you, our employees are here at the city, so it's a matter of working here and simply,
How long do you take?
how long?
When the city give you, okay, we need this,
Yes, sir.
when do you give it back to the city?
We receive it immediately and we give it back within 5 days.
Okay. Are you responsible for zoning?
No, sir.
Who's responsible for? You have, the city is responsible for the zoning.
That's correct.
All you do is inspections?
We do
No,
building inspections. No, we don't do code enforcement. We don't do zoning.
Plan review and building inspections.
Only?
Correct.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It's a very limited scope. We're very happy to be here to provide that scope. In some municipalities, we do a lot more. In Aventura, we provide the building official. In Cutler Bay, we provide the building official and the clerks. It varies by municipality. There's different contracts that we have out there.
Why do we receive so many complaints about the building department? It is them or city employees? That's the question.
Well, I think it's twofold. The complaints arise from plans being lost. I've actually did an audit on the department over the last month, and it's twofold. The customer service is one of the area that I'm looking into.
Are
that
they
I'm trying to
responsible
improve.
for customer service?
Customer service? When I
Are they
say
responsible for customer service?
they are paid for by CAP government, but they are city staff contractually.
The city is responsible for
That's
for
correct.
That. Okay. And
And
then
secondly, technical reviews. Mr. Panine is correct in saying that they turn over the plans within a 5-day period. But again, it's based on the complexity of the review process. A plan that is submitted for a simple driveway permit might take 2 to 3 days. On the other hand, if you have like a banner storage building going on 441, which is a multi-story structure, that will take 2 to 3 weeks, depending on as I said, the level of complexity of the structural, mechanical, and electrical review. So it all depends on what type of permit process you are requesting.
do you have complaints against CAP government
Yes,
in
there are
their
complaints.
capacity?
There have been complaints on against CAP as well.
What it is? Like what?
Plan reviews, turning down the review of some of the plans and minor mistakes that are made on plans that can be corrected. These are some of the reviews that I got back from contractors who submitted plans. But per se, how the time in which they take to review the plans, there's no complaints about the timing with
No,
their
I
plans.
understand that. I
Yeah.
understand that. But do you have complaints that
Inspections,
they have a plan in their hand and is lost,
That's-
and they haven't returned it?
well, the losing of the plans actually is in the cities, it's actually under the city's purview and not CAP government.
Okay, that's city's
Yes.
responsibility.
It's the city's responsibility.
And-
Storage of the plans is within the city's purview.
Okay, I have a company that was working for me who put a permit, right?
Correct.
And Public Works Department returned the permit.
Yeah, it's a right-of-way plan. If it's a driveway, it
It's
is
from
reviewed
Public
under Public
Works.
Works. That's correct.
When the contractor went and picked up the permit, they said he's not ready, just for pricing. And he went on Wednesday afternoon. They told him to come back to call by Monday, just for pricing. Who's responsible for pricing?
Pricing of the job is done by the building official. At present, we have a part-time building official. That's one of the positions that is being filled. Actually, a building official was selected, and he starts on February 2nd.
But they're not responsible.
They are not responsible for
For
pricing the
pricing.
job and actually determining the permit fees. The price of the job determines the permit fees.
Do you think it's acceptable that a permit is finished and is sitting there for 5-6 days just to wait for pricing?
No, I don't think it's acceptable, and these are some of the things I found, and I'm trying to correct.
Okay. I have no other
Okay,
questions.
when is the contract expiring?
September 2015.
September 2015. That's a. Now, what is the purpose of this presentation tonight? What was the reason? we asked for-
Informational.
Just information.
Yes, sir.
I bring it because, Mayor,
Oh,
I'm the one that asked them to do the presentation. Is because they came and make a presentation before me, and where they answer some of my questions, and before I had the perception that CAP government is responsible for the building department, for the entire department.
Right.
That's when I find out, no, you have the employees of the city and you have CAP government. And it seems like most of the complaints are coming from the city's employees instead of CAP government, from what I
Now-
understand. And secondly, oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead, go ahead.
No, I said that before. I was talking about budget and pricing. And when I spoke to Mr. Duxori and asked him, are we making money from the building department? From what he said before we were losing about $200,000 a year. And now it's look like we put in about $200,000-300,000 in the book. Is that correct, Mr. Soin?
Through the manager, yes, in FY11, the actual between, and this is broken out strictly by building services, the revenues, the net revenue between what our expenses were and what our revenues were was a little under, was about $100,000 that we were in the red if you just do the building services compared to the revenues we brought in. In FY12, it was about $300,000 in the negative.
Losing.
Yes, when we switched over in 2013, we did go up to about $290,000 in the positive.
That's in 2011, you said we were losing like 100,000.
100,000. And then we
2012, how much?
We lost $354,000 in 2012.
What about 13?
13, we had a positive of $291,000. It's the one thing in that is also just to mention, we didn't have a building director. We did eliminate the building director position that accounted for about $100,000.
Okay.
So that's the one thing. So those numbers for FY13 is, you know, $100,000 difference. So, you know, we gained about $191,000.
And
Thank
and again, to keep in mind, the numbers that were given Yeah, we went through an area of serious, down or depression, I would say, or downward spiral in the construction industry. So the number of permits being pulled were not at the same level that are being pulled today. So then, keep those numbers and make sure you look at it in perspective.
Okay.
We had a full-time building department with a complement of all the building trades: mechanical, electrical, plumbing, structural engineering, and public works doing the right-of-way engineering as well.
Yeah, but understand,
So-
when we were doing everything in-house,
Right.
we
And
were in the red.
we had a full-time staff also doing it. So
That's what it is.
But where are we now in terms of response to inspections, to permitting? Where all the problems that we are encountering now? Has there been any kind of evaluation as to where these problems are coming from? Is it coming mainly from the government versus the city employees? That's one.
right.
And then have we looked at the previous years to see, to compare the number of complaints that we're getting now, comparing to prior to CAP, starting with us?
Yeah.
You-
As I said before, complaints are coming on both sides. We have complaints about plans being lost, complaints about customer service, complaints about it takes too long for a permit to be issued, and on the other hand, we have complaints about if there's an inspection done, if there's a minor change or something that the inspector would look at. Now, mind you, all of these are done under the Florida Building Code. That's the only complaint I'm getting about inspections and the time it takes or the length of time it takes for plan review, depending on how the severity or the complexity of the plan itself. So it's both twofolds, both customer service, inspections, and plan review. Those are
Well-
the three areas.
Well, as you know, we are gearing to start our, redevelopment project, right?
That's correct.
For the downtown,
And the Biscayne Landings project.
and the Biscayne Landing as well. And we've gone over this times and times over. And we've sat down with the, what's John's title now?
He's the building official, but he's on a part-time basis until the new building official starts on February 2nd.
February 2nd. Now, is there a stepwise approach to how we're going to tackle all the problems that we are having and to get ready for the new constructions that are coming up in maybe months?
Well, with all due respect to the new building official who would be in charge of the building department, when he comes in, I've already spoken to him. When he comes in, we're going to evaluate the department. I've done my evaluation already on the department. There are some changes that I've recommended. I think we spoke about it, but there are other changes that the new building official and I will make a decision on moving the department forward.
Yeah, let me just add a comment regarding the new development, if I may, Mayor and Council and Alim. The beauty of allowing us the continuity of the contract is simply because we have a responsibility that is based on the number of days that we have to complete the projects. And Alim is 100% correct. There are some projects that are more complex, in which case we meet with the developer, we meet with the engineer, and we make sure that those plans are according to code. And that's when the clock should start on our end. There's a lot of plans that are simply not up to code, in which case, we cannot be responsible if it takes longer to get the permit simply because those plans should have never been submitted to begin with. Now, regarding the uptick in the economy and regarding the uptick of what we hope will happen as far as additional projects coming into the building department, our staff of over 100 employees is prepared to be able to come in and continue the same level of service by simply adding more staff. And that is something that's very difficult for building departments to accomplish nowadays because there's an incredible amount of competition from other municipalities that are drawing away licensed professionals in building departments. And it's been with simply the fact that we've been around for 25 years, that we hire qualified employees, that we are able to maintain that number of employees. And it's very difficult for municipalities to pull away from cities like the city of Miami that can pay pay more money, Miami Beach, and some of these other coastal communities that are drawing higher salaries and are creating a vacuum, if you would, of the talent. In addition to that, if you, not with our group here, which is a very young group, but also, you know, the employees are, like in the case of John Jackson, retiring, and that is also a vacuum that's being created in the building departments. So what I can tell you, Mayor and Council, and Alim and I have spoken about this, is we are prepared and have our company prepared for that type of uptick in the economy.
I'd like to say something. Mr. Manager, through the mayor, I believe we, the permits for just the Two Oaks buildings were several $100,000.
That's correct.
Okay. Do we have any proposed projection on what the permit fees are going to be for Biscayne Landing, the 3,000 units we're going to start building in a couple years, the Spine Road, our water plant, things like that? And we are paying 70% of those fees to CAP. Is that not correct?
That's correct.
Well, we don't do the water plant. I mean, it would be, and
there's
I mean, the roadway is not, would not come through the building department, ma'am.
Well, there's got to be a permit for the Spine Road, and there's got to be a permit for the water plant, and the city has to pay it.
Yeah, I think contractually, all city facilities is going to be reviewed at no cost, and you could correct me if I'm wrong. When I say reviewed, sorry, the permit fees for the water plant would be at no cost, since it's a municipal project, but the inspection fees would be done through CAP. I cannot give you an exact number on proposed fees or proposed buildings, but I could give you numbers on structures that we have done over the last month. In the month of December, the number of permits, or the total number of permit fees, was $177,764. And out of that,
Say that again, please.
$177,764. And if you calculate 70% of that revenue, it comes up to $121,900, which goes to CAP.
So if we spent $300,000, I wasn't ready to discuss this or have numbers, because I would have numbers in my head if I
Right.
was really prepared. But if we had about $300,000 permit fees on the Oaks, which is about 300 units, and we're getting ready to build 3,000 units, that's 10 times 300,000, that's $3 million.
Right.
That means we're going to be paying $2.7 million to CAP
No,
over the years.
absolutely not.
70%.
Absolutely not.
70% of the cost of the permit fees
2.1?
is what goes to CAP.
What's
It's
$3 million?
revenue.
So,
It's
I
based on
mean,
the revenue.
We're looking at a lot of
What's $3
permit.
million?
We're looking at a lot of permit
What is?
income and paying 70% out, and it's something I would like to look at. I'd like to have staff look at projection. And is this something we want to? Maybe we could
I
start
have a
making money in
question.
the, you
Sure.
know.
You said
Do it in-house.
70%, but you said that's not true.
No, well,
That's
well,
what the
first of all,
contract reads.
Yeah, but
yeah, but first of all,
I asked you the.
yes, sir. I don't know the numbers, Vice Mayor, that you're referring to, and obviously the manager has them. I've never seen them, but understand that if there is a permit fee that is that large, it comes with a very large, complex project that goes along with it. And if the project is large and complex, it will take our people a lot of time and very highly specialized people to do the work. In addition to that, you may have inspections that will go on beyond a year, especially if a project extends beyond a year in construction. We don't charge for the inspection. We don't charge for re-inspection fees. We don't charge for plans that are lost or plans that come in incorrect. We charge a percent of revenue, which by contract is 70%, and our numbers indicate that we are below 60% simply because we are compensating the city for permit clerks that we pay for that do not work for us and do not respond to our needs. They respond to the city, and we're fine with that. That was the contract that we signed. But if you look at last year's, our percent of revenue was below 60% and not at 70, and we're perfectly fine with it. I mean, it's what we agreed to do. But just like there was one for $77,000.
But the question, wait a minute.
Yes, sir.
You said it's not 70%, it's below 60
Yes, sir.
because you turn back money
There's,
to?
yeah, before the 70% comes off, that we pay $7,500 a month to cover some of the city expenses, and that is supposed to go to compensate 2 clerk positions, and then we provide a 3rd clerk position.
That's been out of that 70%.
Yes,
How
sir.
much you spend a year on employees?
90,000 for the 2 city clerk positions, and about $45,000 for a position that we provide.
You telling me out of that 70%?
Yes, sir. You have to
You-
deduct the 70, you've got to deduct those real dollars from the 135,000 from the total amount that we
That's when you
collected.
turn back about 120,000 to pay for city employees.
135
out of that 70%.
Yes, sir, $135,000. That's correct.
Is it true?
Well, contractually, what I have here from the invoices, I'm looking at an invoice for last month.
That's not that's not the question. I asked you, did the company spend
do-
about 120,000
They do
to
pay
pay
this-
for city employees? That's my question.
Yes, they do, and it's per the contract. If you look at the CAP government contract, it clearly states there $7,500 a month is paid for 2 city positions.
That's been out
Yes.
of that 70%. You
It-
get back 120,000
135.
to pay for city employees.
Well, actually, the
Is
city
it
gets back
true?
90, and we provide our employees, so it's
Only
$90,000.
90,000,
Yes,
not,
Huh?
not a, only, it's 2
it's
positions.
$90,000 that goes back to the city,
Okay.
and we
Yes.
provide an employee, which costs us about $45,000, that is being provided in addition to the 2 employees that we provide for. Yes, sir. But if I may, the point I was trying to make is that I know December was a very special month. We have never gone into 6 digits, 6 figures, in any of the months prior to this. November, as a matter of fact, was $19,000 that we brought in. $19,000. Run a building department with $19,000. And the 177 mind you, it's a collection of number of building permits that came in. There's one large project that came in at the time.
That's correct.
Which one is it?
It's the Banner Storage Building.
Okay. That project will be reviewed and will be under construction for many months, for which I collect 0. I collect everything up front, and then we've got to perform services up until the CO, which is issued by the building official.
Another question. Can you, I couldn't see it, and how many cities in Dade County?
Yes, sir.
And can you tell
This
me
is Dade
some of
County.
those cities?
Yes, sir.
Mhm.
North Miami, Aventura, Cutler Bay, El
How
Portal,
long you been in Aventura?
20 years in
You
November.
have a 20 years contract with the city of Aventura?
Yes, sir. A continuous contract, yes, sir.
Where's? I couldn't
We've been
see.
in Cutler Bay for 10 years. We've been in Bal Harbor 2 years. We've been in Miami Beach is a separate type of contract, but we've been in El Portal for 11, Miami Beach for 12, North Miami Beach, City of Doral, Village of Pinecrest, Biscayne Park, and Florida City for 1. We've also been in, I mentioned, Southwest Ranches in Weston. Southwest Ranches for 9 years, and the city of Weston for 10 years continuously.
That's Broward.
Yes, sir.
He asked you for a date.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
is there any other questions or comment for the gentleman? Because we have to wrap it up.
I have no more questions.
Thank you
We-
for the time.
Thank
Appreciate
you
it.
very much. Now we have a special presentation by our dear director. You know, MoCA, the Museum of Contemporary Art, had been under a lot of scrutiny in the past few months, and should I let the Madam Attorney do the announcement or pass the message? Go ahead. I will relinquish the power to you.
Thank you, sir. As of today, January 13th, the settlement agreement with MoCA has been signed by the city manager and the board, and so it is officially resolved today.
All right.
There's a copy. I think all the council members had a copy. It was only signed at 5 o'clock this afternoon, so. MoCA,
MoCA settlement is final.
yeah.
And now it is our hand. It behooves us to do whatever we can to make MoCA what it's supposed to be. So let's listen to our dear Sorbonne graduate, then Harvard. He loves when I say that. He's going to speak in
Council,
French tonight.
Mr. Mayor, member of the council, 7 months ago, members of this council stood on the plaza of Mocha to announce that this museum was going to survive. It was a bold statement that the media did not take indeed seriously. I vividly remember that morning. I remember the shirt Councilman Galvin was wearing.
The same
I
shirt?
remember the suit Councilwoman Sterling was wearing. And I remember the dress Councilwoman Key were wearing, and the suit that our former mayor was wearing. But from that moment to today, we believe that Mocha has demonstrated that the will of a council is not to be taken lightly. We've struggled in that phase of, we call within our strategy, the phase of survival. So today, we are pleased to announce that with the support of the citizens of North Miami, with the support of the citizens of Miami-Dade in general, the museum now has officially passed the stage of its survival, and we have met with the Miami-Dade Cultural Affairs as to set up the path to the future. We could not have done this without the courage of this council. And because a museum sometimes is an intangible asset for a city, because art and its impact on the community sometimes are not perceived in concrete dollar and cents. But if we look at the history of Mocha in relationship to the reputation of this city, we will argue, as the city manager said at the meeting at the Cultural Council, that, quote, I was in Cairo, and when I said North Miami, nobody knew what I was talking about. When I said Mocha, and people start saying, yeah, that museum in Miami. So the commitment of this council is our inspiration. We are not claiming anything we have achieved if it is not because we've had the support of this council and the citizens of these people, of this city. Our education programs has been reestablished to the level before January 2014. We have enrolled in the month of November 265 children, most of them from North Miami. We have had one of the best, according to the curators panel, one of the most innovative presentation of contemporary art. So I just wanted to share with you, if you look at in September, in the middle of the struggle, we decided to present an exhibition called Inventing the Possible. How the inspiration we got from the council, who decided to stand up and to express its desire, its commitment to this city. How do we translate that in an exhibition? You have to go to another space. So we call that exhibition of September, third space. And you will see the symbolic ball that was designed by the artist of Miami, 35 artists, 20 of them from the United States, 15 of them from outside of the United States, join us in imagining the possible. These are images of the first exhibition in September. How do you bring young people who are the future of this city to rally around one of our few cultural institutions, which is not only serving our city, but actually the Museum of Contemporary Art is serving all the northern part of the county, according to Mr. Michael Spring from the Miami-Dade Cultural Affairs. Then when we came to the museum in August, there were no plans for exhibition of Art Basel. There were no programs. All the equipment were taken away. We had only 3 months to Art Basel. That is, an exhibition of Art Basel is usually planned anywhere from 1 to 2 years in advance. So we got to the museum in August. But once again, if you look at that press conference, I always remind my staff as a landmark for our determination. What we got from that press conference that morning inspired us to say, from August to December, we will have to put up an exhibition of Basel. But we wanted to also shift the paradigms about understanding what will be the role of MOCA now, not only in the new development of the 21st century, but also about how do we imagine a museum after what MOCA has been through. Because if you are a student of museums, what we've been through, there is no precedent. There has never been a museum that went through what MOCA had been through. So therefore, our experience is unique. Our experience can serve now as a platform from which we're going to reconceptualize the relationship between a museum, a city, and its board. So we had only 3 months to create Art Basel, an exhibition for Art Basel. We reached out to a young artist from England who was willing to drop a very interesting proposal that was made to him and to join us in Miami. Here, as you can see, we have an outstanding Art Basel, which we believe, if we look at the review in the press, you will realize that perhaps that morning that our council stood up were not really in vain. So these 5 days of heated debate about art and scholarship, the support we have, this paradise now, people are calling it Scott Paradise, because we remember 1 o'clock in the morning one day, in front of the police station, at 1:30 in the morning, Scott was waking up the chief of police to put a declaration of theft of the Paradise sign. The next day, Paradise signs was up. So usually we call it Scott's Paradise. We had tremendous support from the corporation. Grey Goose, that left Mocha 4 years ago, came back this year and has committed to be the sponsor for Art Basel, Mocha Art Basel, for the next 5 years. We have also benefited from the district business. The antique the antique stores came and decorated the VIP for Mocha, transforming the museum into an extraordinary place that enchanted people. And to ask who was the designer, I say on the streets, 125th Street. So by integrating then the business community into the museum, we were able to realize a new approach to the development of art and the business community. Oleta, of course, and the major sponsors that came together to give us the support we needed. Bloomendale sponsor all the breakfast during the Art Basel. Every morning, breakfast was paid by Bloomendale. Here you see they model how do we integrate now arts and fashion within the city. So we can see, but what was more important is also how the North Miami and the South Florida community mingles together at the opening. And we believe that this is really the new model that we want to project. Integrating our business community into the museums, highlighting our business as sponsors, and then little by little moving now toward the self-sustained. So we have finished the first phase, which was the survival. We have signed the agreement. Both the state and the county are now in talk with us to see ways in which they can continue their assistance. So we are very proud to say that today, Mocha is strong, Mocha is alive, thanks to the courage that you had when you took that stand. Because many people thought that by now, this museum will have been closed. Mocha is alive, well, and the best is yet to come. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Director, for the presentation and your eloquence in the way that you delivered that speech. And now we are moving up to city events and announcement by our dear Pam Solomon. You are dear to us.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good evening, Council, and to everyone here joining us in the Council chambers and online. Greetings on behalf of the City of North Miami. I will be brief in our highlights this evening, as I know we want to get to the business of the City Council. But I'd like to share with you a few of our upcoming events for the remainder of January. Tomorrow evening, we have our annual Candlelight Vigil event. It's hosted annually by the North Miami University Relations Board, and it features performances by our local K-8 schools as well as our local colleges and universities that are a part of our University Relations Board. That event will take place tomorrow evening, Wednesday, January 14th at 6 p.m. in the Mocha Plaza, right outside of City Hall. And we will be saluting the work and the vision of Dr. Martin Luther King through spoken word, song, and dance performances by all of the students. For more information on any of the events that we have here in the city of North Miami, you can always log on to northmiamifl.gov/celebrate. That's where we have our monthly highlights. And also our community calendar on the web has our meetings, events as well posted there. Next, actually this Saturday, Councilman Bieneme is hosting a citizenship drive in conjunction and partnership with the Florida Immigrant Coalition, a non-for-profit organization. That takes place once again Saturday, January 17th from 9 a.m. until 12 p.m. at the Griffin Center located at 12220 Griffin Boulevard. For additional information, please visit our website at northmiamifl.gov. Next Wednesday, on behalf of the Parks and Recreation Department, I'd like to invite you to our Harvest Day. This is a series of events that are part of our NOMI Community Gardens. We have community gardens at 3 of our parks here in North Miami. They are open to the community, and it's funded through a grant that we received last year, the Grow Your Park grant from the National Recreation and Park Association. So our Harvest Day this month will take place at the Enchanted Forest Park on Wednesday, January 21st, 2015 at 4 p.m. Enchanted Forest is located at 1725 Northeast 135th Street. For more information, you can visit us on our park site at northmiamifl.gov/parks, where you will access information on the community gardens. Next Monday, of course, is the Dr. King holiday. We will be closed for business, so just would like to remind everyone that North Miami City Hall and our administrative offices are closed on Monday, January 19th. And a few ongoing programs to share with the community. We have free assistance with the health insurance marketplace. That's the healthcare.gov site. If you have yet to enroll in a plan for the 2015 year, the time is ticking because the deadline is February 15th to enroll in a health insurance plan. Otherwise, you will receive a penalty on your IRS when you file your taxes the following year. Not many people are aware of that penalty. It is done on a sliding scale of income. So please visit our volunteers from Cognosante that are here with us in North Miami at the Gwen Margolis Community Center, 1590 Northeast 123rd Street. They are here Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. We do have information here at City Hall as well regarding their assistance. And you can also log on to healthcare.gov to find out all of the plans and information that fits your needs and your budget. The navigators are at Gwen Margolis until Friday, February 13th. Once again, they're there Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. until 5 p.m., and it is a free service to the community. And coming up in February, we will launch our free income tax assistance programs that are open to the community. We will make more mention of those later, but they are posted on the city website. I was asked to share with you the several road closures that are happening in and around North Miami due to FDOT projects. The Florida Department of Transportation has about 5 projects that are taking place throughout the city of North Miami. We do have those posted on the City of North Miami website. It's on northmiamifl.gov/transportation. That's where you can find out information about the NOMI Express bus service as well as transportation project fact sheets, where you'll get the information about those FDOT road closures, which are taking place along 125th Street, Biscayne Boulevard, Northeast 6th Avenue, and West Dixie Highway. So a lot of the main thoroughfares do have some road closures during non-peak hours. Log on to that website for additional information. And just a brief mention about the Art of George Edozie exhibit. It is on view at MoCA through February 2nd. So if you've yet to see that Basel exhibit that we opened as our opening reception for Basel, please get to MoCA. North Miami residents are members and enjoy free admission. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Pam. City projects update.
I'd like to call Whistler Pierre-Louis, Public Works Director, and Tanya Sigur-Wilson.
Good evening, Whistler Pierre-Louis, Public Works Director. I'll be providing the updates on the city projects today. The first project to update you on is the library project. It is a Progress 2013 project. There is a link to the website if you want more information on it. The Progress 2013 projects were approved in 2013 for about $5.6 million. The library project received $1 million of those dollars and also a $500,000 grant. I have a short video featuring the library director. She's very passionate about the library. I call it her baby, that I'd like to share with you.
The library has been here in this community since 1952, and it has gone through some renovations in the past. The last renovation is over 20 years, in the 1980s, and that's when the library was expanded from its original size. It was a small house. Since then, nothing was done to the library. It was screaming out, "Renovate me." So it was time. It was just time. My name is Lucia Gonzalez, and I am the library director, and I oversee library services in the city. We're going through full renovation of the library interior, all the public space and the workroom space. And so it's going to be a modern looking library. We had an old library and with old furniture. The layout was very awkward, very small spaces, very limited sitting capacity. We had about like 80 to 90 sitting capacity. And so we needed to open up the space, number one. We needed to double the sitting capacity because of the amount of students that we get every day, being right across from the high school, the middle school, and an elementary school. So when you come into the library, right now it's a big empty space that was the lobby. It was not used for anything. It was just a coming space. That space now will be incorporated into the functional public space of the library. Then, once you go through the circulation desk, that space is also open, and you walk into the technology hub. Everything that relates to technology, all the computers, which will be new when we reopen, because of the high demand for meeting space, tutoring space, study rooms, we've added 3 conference rooms. And the entire right side of the library is dedicated to youth. On the side, we've expanded the youth area of the library. You see a beautiful state-of-the-art children's room, young children's room, for toddlers, preschoolers, up to about 2nd grades can be there. All the picture book collection will be there, and early literacy computers will be also there. A little stage for storytelling and puppetry, just beautiful. The second part, it's dedicated to teens. Moving out of the teen area, going through the hallway that will be the reading area, all the adult collection will be on the extreme left side of the library. So the library received $1 million for renovations. And once we had that money, we were able to go out and seek additional funding. We received a matching grant from the state for library construction in the amount of $500,000. So our $1 million became $1.5 million. And that's our funding. If it continues to be on schedule, we expect the grant opening to be sometime in April. I also encourage our community to access the library's webpage on www.northmiamifl.gov Know Me Library. And there they'll find updates to the project, and eventually they'll see the grant opening date. I just want to say that this is a wonderful time for the North Miami Library. It's a wonderful time for North Miami altogether. We are moving forward, and we are moving on, and we are going to be very proud of our city library.
Have they been inspected? Hello? The volume is too high.
Testing 1, 2.
I was just wondering if they've been inspected by CAP yet.
You still have more, right?
The yes, they've have been inspected and it's not complete, so there'll be further inspections during the duration of the project. All right. The next project is the water plant upgrades. This is a $22 million project in total. It has 4 different phases, including the filter rehabilitation, the actual treatment process upgrades, and also the installation of 2 new storage tanks. This is how the library currently looks.
The water plant.
Sorry, the water plant currently looks. And these are 2 elevations of what we are proposing for the water plant. As you can see, we're adding landscaping, adding more colors, and improving overall the look in the residential area. The next picture is the storage tank, and this is what we propose as far as buffering it from the community with landscaping. Right now we have 2 projects in progress, 1 project in progress, which is the well rehabilitation, and we have the phase 1 environmental site assessment that has been completed. This is being done on the site where we're installing the 2 new storage tanks. We have park improvements projects throughout the city. We have North Bayshore Park, which is currently in progress. It's expected to be completed by the end of April. The design is complete and currently the pier is being demolished, and the dog park is complete at the site. We have canal ends in progress as we speak, and we have completed 3 various locations. We also have the North Miami Tot Lot and Overbrook Tot Lots, which have had new landscaping and equipment installed. Both of those will be completed by the middle of February 2015. We also have work at Enchanted Forest Park. The stables have been revamped. Some of the improvements include new roofs, pavings, painting, landscaping, and electrical work. This is a picture of a canal end. So if you've been there before, you would see the contrast. This is actually located at 127th Street and Griffin Boulevard. We also have multiple force main projects in progress. We have 3, Biscayne Boulevard, Northeast 131st Street, and Northwest 2nd Avenue. The latter 2 are in progress, and the one on Biscayne Boulevard is almost complete. It's currently at 90%. We have received a completed traffic study from our consultant. We are planning to review this traffic study with Miami-Dade County this week, and we are currently evaluating additional locations for traffic calming devices throughout the city. We have 3 traffic circles that have been completed at the locations shown on the screen. This is a picture of one that was completed on Northeast 5th Avenue. We also have street resurfacing throughout the city. We spent a total of $250,000 in fiscal year 2014. We have budgeted $650,000 for this fiscal year, and we will continue resurfacing following our pavement evaluation study. We have also finished installing 48 trees. There are 48 oak trees that were recently installed, and we plan to continue to install various trees throughout the city. Continuing with the landscaping, we've had landscaping completed at medians, 125th Street and Griffin Boulevard, the fountain on 132nd and West Dixie, and 139th Street between West Dixie and Northeast 11th Avenue. This slide here shows the improvement that was made to one of the medians. As you can see, we added trees, we added color, which really brings more aesthetic appeal to the neighborhood. For projects that we have in progress, we have sidewalk improvements in progress, roadway resurfacing, and also right-of-way improvements. One of the projects that we have in progress are the sidewalk improvements. This is the condition before the project started of one of the sidewalks in a particular neighborhood. This is how it looks after it was repaired. As you can see, new sidewalk, eliminating the trip hazards and making it safe for pedestrians. You also have roads that have been resurfaced, eliminating potholes and also increasing safety to vehicles and pedestrians. We have right-of-way improvements that have been done. The main focus was to address any drainage issues that may be in the areas. What we did was repave the swells and add sod, that way that the stormwater can drain properly in these areas throughout the city. The City Hall renovations are also a Progress 2013 project. The disciplines listed on the screen are different disciplines that we've been addressing one by one, and we've made progress on all of them, but the renovations are not complete at the moment. Another Progress 2013 project is the Northwest 7th Avenue Commercial Facade Program. As you can see on the screen, there is a picture of before and after of Randy's Restaurant on Northwest 7th Avenue. The goal of the project is to enhance the commercial district along Northwest 7th Avenue. And I have Miss Tanya Wilson-Seju from the Planning Department who will elaborate on the program.
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor and Council. Just to provide an update, as you recall, the Mayor and Council allocated, excuse me, over $1 million for the Northwest 7th Avenue Commercial Facade Program. And to date, we have 4 properties that have actually been approved and are under rehab, under renovation in that program. We also have 5 additional projects that are pending execution of agreements. So in total, we have 9 projects that have applied and are a part of the program currently for the facade program. We continue to market the program, and we're looking forward to having active participation so we can transform the look and aesthetics of the Northwest 7th Avenue corridor. Thank you. Just an additional update from the downtown concept plan. You will recall that the Mayor and Council approved that plan back in November 25th of 2014. One of the first projects that we began working on, we had done an interview with the Historic Society and discovered that the monument that's actually on Dixie and 132nd Street was actually built back in 1925. So it predates the incorporation of the city of North Miami. You'll recall that we were incorporated in 1926. So in fact, on record, we recognize that this was one of the oldest public art structures in the city. Unfortunately, over the years, it has fallen into disrepair. So in talking to the Historic Society, we understood the history of the structure and recognized that it had historical significance. So we started having conversations with the county's Historic Preservation Division, and there are efforts underway to designate the structure, to give it the integrity that was intended back in 1925 for it to be a stately piece of fixture. I'm happy that Mr. Babacar revived our conversation on the importance of public art and the celebration of arts in North Miami. So we're really excited about this historic designation. Oftentimes when we don't know our history, we run the risk of having things like these fall into disrepair. So that's one of the first things that we're working on as a part of the downtown concept plan process, and we're hoping to bring a resolution before the council as of the 27th, actually 27th of January, so we can get council endorsement in order to move forward with working with the county on an official designation. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, Tanya, for the next updates, can you bring us the pictures before and after for the 7th Avenue renovation?
Absolutely.
Sure.
Okay, we'll do.
One other project through the mayor. This is Cagney Park update. Per resolution passed by this council on November 25th, reallocating the funds from Rocks Park to Cagney Park. A letter was sent to Miami-Dade County Chairman of the board, Commissioner Monestein, dated December 1st, requesting support for the project and moving the funding, which is the general obligation bond project 19 under Miami-Dade County Board of County Commissioners meeting to the January 21st meeting, which is going to be next week. So pending the outcome of that meeting or the outcome of the Miami-Dade County Commission meeting, the funding from Rock Park, which is a general obligation fund that is allocated for improvements or recreational improvements, would be allocated to Cagney Park. Together with that, Councilman Bieneme has reached out to Miami-Dade County School Board for the additional $2.5 million under the joint use agreement. So there's going to be a complete facility at Cagney, which is a splash pad, and also the building, the general obligation bond, $5 million as well.
On that subject, Mr. Chair, what happened to the PAL building? Because I know that when we were talking about Rock Park,
Correct.
the PAL building was part of this project.
Yes.
Are we giving
There's a
PAL
$1
another-
million allocation from Project 2013, which is also going to be incorporated as part of that whole project at Cagney.
Thank you.
That's it.
Mr. Mayor, may I ask real quick?
Go ahead.
Quickly, what's the status of the Horse Ranch bid?
The Horse Ranch bid, apparently, as mentioned before, we have a new procurement director. She will be introduced at the end of the meeting. There were some issues with the bid per the last meeting we had, per the last direction I got from City Council. It's back out on the street, it's prepared and it's back out on the street. It should be opened within the next 2 weeks.
Open in the next 2 weeks, as in open for people to bid, or
No,
the
no.
deadline will
The
pass? and you'll
deadline would be
open the
passed, the
bids?
deadline for bidding would be within the next 2 weeks.
So those organizations that wish to bid have another couple of weeks, it's open
The
right
two
now?
companies that were here at that meeting were already informed about it.
Gotcha, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Director.
Yes, sir. There are also a few upcoming projects that I'd like to mention. We have District 2 sidewalk improvements, the Sans Souci alleyway fence project, Northeast 2nd Avenue sidewalks. We have one pocket park to complete or canal end on 131st and Griffin Boulevard. We have tree installations to continue. And we also have a roadway improvement project on Northeast 124th Street, across the street from City Hall, where we're installing parking spaces, resurfacing the road, and improving the swell area, adding landscaping between 8th and 9th Avenue.
Well, FYI, the Northeast 124th Street roadway improvement is being considered because as we plan to try to market North Miami for the upcoming downtown redevelopment project, we figured we have to embellish
Right.
this surrounding area
It's a
so,
kickoff
so we can attract investors.
Right. It's a kickoff project.
It's
to
a,
start
it's, a,
the downtown.
it's a kickoff project to complement the
downtown conceptual.
Yes.
Yes.
Right. Okay. And that concludes the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Whistler.
I would like to, at this time to recognize the presence of some individuals in this room. Former Mayor Kevin Burns, I don't know if he's still here. He's in our midst. As well as former Councilman Despinos. Is there any past elected officials in the room again? No? And also we have with us, I don't know if it's for his first time, Mr. Mark Bonicani tonight, who's present with us. It's okay to clap.
I didn't know we were done.
And I don't know if it's time yet. No? Hmm? No, Mr. Brown. What did I say? Oh, sorry.
City project updates.
Right.
Got to get you to the microphone, Judy.
To the mic.
Judy Brown, 1100 Northwest 120 Terrace. And the update on the city project, I didn't hear anything about Pepper Park. And the walking path? You forgot us?
No, I didn't. No. It will
Well-
be, it will be part of the next report that we're doing.
Well, the dog park is complete. We were supposed to be right in there with that.
All right, sister, tell it, sister.
I will give you an update at the next meeting.
You
I
said
know-
that the last time. You told Beverly that was in the mix, and that that you was gonna that it was being worked on. She spoke to
Right.
the park director. She asked a question at the last couple of meetings ago before
Okay.
the new year, and
Right.
you had promised. I mean, this is ongoing.
Right.
We
It
you gonna are you gonna stay with us, Miss Brown?
Yes, I am.
Can we have that in public?
Yes, I just
Sure.
wanted to know.
Thank
I mean,
you.
I don't want this to be glazed over.
No, it wouldn't.
Don't be mad. Okay, now let's move to the consent agenda.
Move the consent agenda.
Second.
Second by Councilman